Hello everyone, my name is Rafael Caballero, and welcome to my TED Talk style vlog submission for the September 2017 Marketing 311 class at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. So over the past 9 weeks, we have covered quite a bit in terms of marketing, and also on these 9 weeks, we've been surrounded by certain current events. I thought this would be a great opportunity to discuss one of those current events, and that is the new aircraft by Bombardier, better known in English as Bombardier, the C-Series. Specifically to this conversation, I'd like to talk about the CS-100. That's the smaller aircraft between the CS-100 and CS-300. As a brief overview of this vlog, I'd like to start out with an introduction. Why should you care? Then I'd like to go into the body of the presentation, start out with a brief history as well as point out some of the features that makes this aircraft unique. Then I'd like to relate this to the class content, specifically Module 2, how to develop products with strong brands. Next we'll talk about the publicity. What's the talk about been on the CS-100? And then finally I'd like to conclude about the future of the product and Bombardier as a company. Introduction. Why should you care about the CS-100? The CS-100 is a truly revolutionary aircraft design, and it does have the potential to make large changes with aviation worldwide. For the customer or the aircraft operator, that would mean savings in terms of maintenance, fuel costs, and would give them the ability to change their route structure based on some of these advantages of the CS-100. For the passenger, the same could be said about savings. Because the operator can save money, they may potentially pass on those savings to the customer. Also, with the changes in a route structure, a passenger could likely be able to travel from point A to point B directly rather than having one or two stops in the way. This would also translate to savings in airport fees and other things as well, and gives the passenger an overall better experience. Body. History and features, class content, and publicity. As a brief history lesson of how the airlines work in the United States, there's a divide between the major airlines and the regional airlines. Regional airlines are restricted to 76 seats based on what's known as a scope clause, versus anything above that is operated by a major airline. This is important because while the regional airlines are operating to their maximum seating capacity, major airlines are not taking advantage of this. They actually usually start their seating with typical airplanes starting at about 130 passengers. This means that there is actually a gap between what a regional airline operates and what a major airline operates. This is where the Bombardier CS-100 comes into play. So according to the Bombardier website, the CS-100's features include a seating capacity of 100 to 133 passengers, 15% cash operating cost advantage, over 3,000 nautical mile range, 20% less fuel burn, 25% cost advantage for maintenance, as well as short takeoff capabilities and steep approach capabilities. In terms of product, Bombardier was actually not the first to market with the CS-100 for this specific passenger capacity. In fact, numerous other manufacturers have entered this market before, but have since experienced a large decrease in demand. These reasons may range from profitability, lack of features that the customer requires, or simply that the aircraft is just outdated. For the sake of simplicity of this vlog, and trying to keep only to one topic, I won't go into specifics about why each previous manufacturer failed with their product or are just experiencing a large decrease in their demands. However, I just wanted to state that these products have been in existence before, but Bombardier has seen that there is still opportunity for growth. Contrary, the CS-100 has the ability to travel such a range for a lower demand capacity. So for example, a passenger who wants to travel from Hartford, Connecticut to Los Angeles, California would be able to travel via direct flight rather than how it's laid out today, where they actually connect in Chicago or Atlanta or some other major aircraft hub. Relating this to the class text, I wanted to discuss how this relates to Module 2, how to develop products with strong brands. Specifically, I wanted to discuss relative to the new product development process. I'll be going over each step in great detail. Step 1. Idea generation. The first stage of the new product development process was the idea generation. So at this stage, Bombardier would have come up with dozens, maybe even hundreds of ideas for a new product. It was very likely a reaction to both internal and external idea sources. So in terms of internal idea sources, the company would have likely utilized formal research and development through its employees. So people such as the salespeople, scientists, and engineers would have likely been contacted by Bombardier to see what their input would be for a new product. Furthermore, external source ideas, or idea sources, such as competitors, maybe even the customers themselves would be contacted to see what they need or what the market needs. Step 2. Idea screening. After idea generation comes idea screening. So Bombardier has come up with a plethora of ideas to build from. Great. What does that mean? They can't just pick one of those and move forward and produce a product expecting to sell anything. It would be catastrophic both to the company and to the customers because one, profits are hindered, and also the customer doesn't get what they want. So this is where the idea screening process comes in to help reduce any of these ideas. The reduction process may be realized by asking questions relative to reality, advantages, and worth. In terms of reality, Bombardier would have to develop a product that meets realistic standards. So honestly, the best transportation device is a teleportation device, but science doesn't allow that, at least today. In terms of advantages, there's no point in Bombardier building a similar aircraft to one that already exists. There has to be advantages that drive customers to purchase their CS-100 aircraft or whatever they decide to move forward with. And finally, the company must determine if it's worth it for them to build. They're in the business aspect of things, so that means that they would have to experience a return that is worth it for them. Step 3. Concept development and testing. During the concept development and testing stage, Bombardier likely performed a countless series of tests to determine the best overall outcome for specific variables. It was probably at this stage where the concepts were made that eventually led up to the final CS-100 design. So items such as composite materials, type of engine to be used, or even wing design all come into play. For the sake of simplicity of this vlog, I won't go into details about each specific variable. However, it is possible to state indefinitely that countless intricacies were involved when trying to come up with the best compromise of design for the final product. Step 4. Marketing strategy development. Let's assume Bombardier did select one of the concepts during the concept development and testing stage. From that point, they would proceed to a 3-part marketing strategy development process. First, they would determine the target market. In terms of what became of the CS-100, that would be an aircraft of 100 to 130 capacity with a range of, let's say, 3,000 miles. Second, the product's planned price, distribution, possible bulk discounts relative to the number of purchased aircraft at a time. These would all be analyzed by Bombardier. Third and final, Bombardier would also develop a long-term goal relative to profits, sales, marketing strategies, and it's at this point where they would talk about sustainability of their product and the company. Step 5. Business analysis. At this point, Bombardier has likely selected its product concept for the CS100 design. From here, the product's attractiveness to customers may very well be scrutinized. During the business analyst stage, Bombardier may have studied past products with similar features. Relative to the CS100, the 3 competitive products mentioned earlier in this vlog may have provided the backbone to develop sales estimates. These numbers would have been vital for Bombardier to come up with future sales numbers, costs, and profit margins. Step 6. Product development. It's at this stage that the physical CS100 product is finally built. Everything leading up to this stage has been either drawings, descriptions, or even computer models. At this stage, Bombardier would actually be making their biggest investment by actually investing in a prototype that flies, hopeful to excite potential customers. Under product developments, pictured here is one of the prototypes of the CS100. Step 7. Test marketing. The test marketing stage for the CS100 would have come probably after it passed the concept test and the product test. Here, Bombardier would have tested the product and its entire marketing program, including the positioning strategy, advertising, pricing, branding, and even budget levels. Due to the high cost per unit and complex systems, the CS100 was likely categorized as a high risk and big investment. Therefore, it probably went through an intense series of marketing sessions. Step 8. Commercialization. At the final stage of the new product development process, this is where Bombardier would have made its final go or no-go decision to actually build the CS100. So this would have been the most difficult decision for the company to make because of the high risk involved for a return. So timing was of the essence when it came to launching the CS100. As mentioned earlier in this vlog, other products existed from other manufacturers, but were not meeting the needs of their customers. So therefore, this would have been a great time for Bombardier to enter the market with the CS100. It is likely at this point in time where handshake agreements or even letters of intent to purchase aircraft were made with the company should they move forward with production. Publicity and current events. According to Zhang, Delta Airlines has purchased 75 firm orders of the CS100 with the option of 50 additional aircraft. That's on top of firm orders already placed by Air Canada, Air Baltic, Swiss Air, and Korean Airlines. Boyle further states that Airbus has actually purchased a controlling stake of the CS100, or the C-Series in general, from Bombardier. This also relates to Module 2, how to develop products with strong brands, because historically, Bombardier has been very successful with the regional airlines or the regional aircraft with models such as the Dash 8, Q400, and the Canadair regional jet series. By partnering with Airbus, the strong brand comes into play, where Bombardier can now utilize the backbone that Airbus has solidified in larger aircraft markets to better compete in the industry. Conclusion. The future of Bombardier and the CS100. The future looks very bright for both Bombardier and the CS100 aircraft. The success that it's reached up until today could partially be owed to proper implementation of the new product development design as laid out in our class text. Really, only the future can decide what happens from here on out, but so far things look great with a plethora of orders, and they are now being fulfilled as the production of the aircraft continues and increases. I was about 10 minutes away from submitting this vlog when I ran into some new information that I just wanted to share with you to just show how quickly and how popular this aircraft is becoming. Now, Professor, if you're watching, please do not grade me down for using Instagram. I know it's a terrible reference, but I just wanted to share this information that an undisclosed European carrier has placed a firm order of 31 aircraft with the option of 30 more CS-100s. So it is fairly exciting in terms of what's happening with current events right now with the CS-100 aircraft. All right, once again, thank you again for watching this vlog.